peace, peace, peace. So exaggerate. Peace. What's good? I am being intuitively drawn to open up my poetry book to whatever page I open it up to, share the poem, and then intuitively share whatever comes to me from that, and then call it a night. So let's see what message comes out for us. Angels of love in human disguise. Oh wow, I wrote this 2223. February 2nd, 2023 at 2:12 p.m. 222. Bunch of twos. Okay. Angels of love in human disguise. The universe is always sending and showing us signs. There may more than likely be one for you within these rhymes. How much do you stop to listen? Are you truly present, or are you mostly lost in the busy end? What is it about the silence that you run from? Or have you even realized that you have been a contender in this endless, busy marathon? What is it within the mind that is feared? What is it about the chaos that shifts our gas and gear? What is it about this life that we could possibly be afraid of? How is it that we manage to get so far disconnected within ourselves that we have forgotten what and whom we were made of? What is it we are trying to escape? Why have we not found balance with the amygdala fight or flight response in our brain? Why do we live life in vain? When was this taught? Because it isn't who we are. To be drowning ourselves in drugs and alcohol to erase or hide away scars in our heart, or the chatter in our mind, or all the feelings it reminds. Why do we keep trying to escape and not open up to the power within us Source has laid? But just as a mother hen, she must provide warmth and sit through her patience of love until the chick is ready to be born. We must be patient and gentle when sitting through the healing of the thorns, as we give birth to what was meant when we first agreed to this life, to live as these angels of love in human disguise. Ended that poem at 2:44. Another 2. I find it pretty, honestly, it's so intelligent how the ones who rule the world, basically, who programmed all of us angels of love in human disguise to be so lost and so caught up in fear and working and things that are of this physical life that don't hold very true meaning to who we are inside. These angels of love in human disguise. We came here to love this world that we live in, to take time to breathe consciously and not just be in this huge marathon of greed, of being so caught up in these things and this physical human life that don't have anything that they truly mean. You know, I find it so beautiful what happened for us when COVID came to be, the pandemic. Because although I know it was tough and it was a big shakeup on Earth, it really slowed everything down for us to go back to sharing time with family, slowing down our minds, slowing down our life, slowing down of being so busy, so tied up with work, so tied up with things that I'm saying don't have any true meaning in this life. People started to go back to connect with themselves, to do things that they enjoyed. There were so many businesses that closed, but so many entrepreneurship of businesses that started, of people starting their own business, their own things, because, and not only that time frame, not only let them realize how they've been stuck in a job doing something that they didn't enjoy, but it also showed them how, it showed us all how, oh my gosh, so much. It showed us all how from one day to the next, things can be shut down. From literally, it's like a flick of a switch. All these things that we think are so a part of this physical world can literally from one day to the next be shut down. It also showed how jobs, corporations, whatever it is, don't even really care about the people. You could be so easily replaced. And it's like people giving their whole life to these things. Our time is so precious. We can't ever get time back. So I don't understand how, if we can't ever get time back in our lives and we don't know how much time we have left, how could it be? How could it ever make sense to trade our time for money, for something that's not even worth it? How could that ever make sense? It's like, imagine if you knew how much time you had left, or how much one of your family members had left, or whatever it is, how much time you had left with your kids. Would you go and you trade that time that you have for some paper, for some dollars, for some something we call money. It's never worth it. It's never worth it. Do we need money to exist in this life? The way that this world is, we do. And you know what? There's so many ways of making it, of earning it, where it doesn't have to take hard physical labor. And if it does, then it should be something that you're enjoying. Something that you're happy to do, that it doesn't feel like work because you just enjoy it. You're so passionate about it. And that's why people went starting things that they enjoyed doing, creating their own businesses, doing something that they enjoyed where they're their own boss, where they're the ones in charge of how much they're going to earn, and earning it so much more enjoyably because it's doing something that they want, something that they enjoy, to share it with the world. And taking back control of their own life, of their own person, of their own time, not having to go and ask or request and possibly be denied how much time you can have off, or when you can have it off and for how long, or be told when, at what time you have to go in, and what time you can leave, and when you can take your lunch and for how long, and have to put their little ones in daycare or whatever and pay money for that too, for someone else to take care of their own and teach their own and program their own and possibly put traumas on their own little young ones. I find it so mind-blowing how backwards this world is that we live in. Other people teaching your young ones, taking them to school for however many hours, 5 days out of the week, with a trade-off of 2, same thing with work. 5 days out of the week for only a 2-day rest period. What kind of exchange is that? You get home and then you gotta be rushing, doing whatever things you gotta do, run whatever errands you gotta make dinner, buy dinner, whatever it is. Have very few time to share quality time, or be too tired to share quality time with the ones that you love. Because just a few hours, you gotta go to sleep and do it all over again. What kind of life is that? What kind of life is that? Are you truly present, or are you mostly lost in the busy end? Unintentionally, humans get lost in being so busy that they unintentionally aren't even present. They've got so much going on in here that they don't even realize. How much do you stop to listen? Don't even stop to listen and be present, because it's just being stuck on being busy. And when we're physically so busy, our mind is also busy. We don't give it time to rest. And a lot of times, at the same time, it's like people are afraid to have that silence. And whenever humans aren't busy, it's like they feed themselves things that are gonna keep them away from having to face the silence, from having to face themselves, by drinking, by doing drugs. Drowning ourselves away in things that we didn't come to this physical experience to do. consuming, just constantly consuming and consuming and consuming. But when are we ever truly present? How much do you stop to listen and pay attention to your inner self? To have some silence and some calm and some peace of mind, some peace of heart, that peace of love. You know, I get that we were programmed into this world, this matrix. I get that we were programmed into it. I get that it's what we were taught. I get that it's how we were raised. I get that it's just the way it's been for generations already. I get that. But what I won't accept is that once we've reached a certain age and we can become consciously aware of what's going on and pay attention and ask questions and think for ourselves, to still choose to remain in the program, to still choose to live the way that we've all been living just because it's the way it's been. That's the part that I won't accept, at least for my truth, because we all have a choice. We're all given a choice through free will. It's our choice to take the red pill or the blue pill. It's our choice to wake up. It's our choice to continue in the routine. It's our choice to continue in the busy life, not having any time for ourselves, not cherishing the moments because we're just so busy, because we're just so caught up in this physical world and the rat race and this program of chasing money, chasing it instead of attracting it. Choosing to continue partying, and whatever that sense of partying means, just drinking, eating your life away, discussing things that are meaningless, watching things that are meaningless. I call this sports and different things on the television that we choose to be a part of, a vision that they tell, that we're choosing to be a part of, to receive, to view, to receive the frequencies that they put on it, the movies, whatever it is on television. Program, that's why they call it programs, because they're programming us, but it's our choice. It's our choice to watch these programs. It's our choice to listen to this music. It's our choice what we choose to receive or tune into. We are tuning into this channel. We are channeling that frequency. We are receiving that channeled frequency because we're tuning to it. Like a radio, we can change the radio station, we can change the frequency, but it's our choice to do it. It's our choice. There's no victims in this life. There's no victims, there's just choices. There's just choices. But we have to make the choice. We have to make the choice to remember who we are and why we came here. To remember that we are angels of love in human disguise. To break free from the matrix, to break free from all these programs, to break free from all these routines, to break free from these chains that are holding us back in fear. And fear is the greatest weapon. I actually read a poem that I wrote about that a little earlier. Fear is such a huge weapon that they use against us. And it's a choice to feed into it. It's a choice to embrace fear also. I now embrace the fear. If I feel fear, it's my guidance. It's a guidance for me. It's a tool of guidance for me to know if I'm on the right path or not. If nothing's scaring me, then that tells me I'm in my comfort zone. And in your comfort zone, you don't grow. You don't evolve. You just stay stagnant. When I'm breaking out of my comfort zone, it's a little scary. But that just shows me that I'm growing. That just shows me that I'm choosing the path that I'm meant to be on, because if I'm receiving fear energy from it, it's because there's something trying to stop me from walking that path. And every time I choose to still walk through the fear, feeling fear but walking through it, having love above and on my chest, I always get through it, and I'm so happy I did it. I feel so much better about myself, more fuller, more aligned. It always pays off. It always does pay off. We need to embrace fear more and not be scared of it. Fear was placed there by the masses that rules this physical world to keep us from things. But if we switch the perception of how we perceive fear and embrace it and use it as a tool and a mechanism of guiding us, and not something that's actually scary or actually something to stop us from doing it, then this world would be different. Move through the fear, but walk with love. Or walk through the fear and move with love. I don't know, however it fits best. I don't know. I just know that we shouldn't be afraid of fear. We shouldn't be afraid of anything, because love is the highest frequency that there is. And love will always overpower fear. And we are angels of love in human disguise. And our source that created us, the creator of everything, is love. And if that love, that source, lives and dwells within us, then we are love. And if love is the highest frequency that there is, then, and the most powerful, and the most strongest, then what in the world do we have to really truly fear? Why would we step away from fear thinking it's going to overcome us or have victory over us when love is the victory of all, which lives and dwells within us? 2-2, I saw 2-2. So what is it that we're so afraid of? And why? Why? Why is it that we're so afraid of it? Why? Ask yourself why. Anytime you've been scared of something and it happens, ask yourself what truly happened. Did you learn? Did you grow? Did you come out of it still? Did you come out with a different perception? Or did you choose to allow it to make you bitter? Did you choose to allow it to make you scared to do it again? Or maybe it happened so that we can learn from it to maybe not repeat the same pattern or repeat the same path and take another path next time because that one wasn't serving our highest good. mean, there's so many things that can come about, and there's so many ways that we can take things. And with that being said too, because there's so many different ways that we can take things, we can always take some good out of everything. Out of everything. And that's why I take so much good out of COVID, regardless of the heaviness that it brought. And trust me, because I know COVID also hit my family in heavy ways. So I'm not even just saying it out of, like, if I didn't experience any heaviness from that COVID, I did. That still doesn't mean that I can't see the beauty out of it all. And because I think of death as something so different, death is rebirth. Death is rebirth, and I know that whoever is no longer here in this physical experience still lives in the spiritual. Because as I said also in one of my last videos, we can only see, wait, why is it coming to me differently now? Now it's coming to me as we can only see 1% of the invisible light spectrum. And I think on the other episode, it came to me that we can only see 5%. But then I was like, I think in the video too, I even said, that's if that we can see 5%, because to me, I feel like we can see very much less than 5%. And just now it's coming to me that we can only see 1% of the invisible light spectrum, which sounds like it aligns a whole lot more. It resonates, and I feel it so much more where, yeah, there's so much. We're in a spiritual world. What we see of physical, and it seems like a lot, is I can't even put it. It's like literally 1% of what there really is. And if there's only 1% of the invisible light spectrum that we can actually see, of course, whoever no longer exists in this physical world, in their physical body, in their physical avatar here on earth, of course their spirit lives on in this spiritual world that we actually live in. I think we need to stop saying this, that we live in a physical world, because, I mean, although it seems like we do, we really don't. We really don't. The spiritual world overpowers it all, and we are spirit. We are spirit. Our body lives in our spirit. Our spirit doesn't live in our body. Our body lives in our spirit. That's how big our spirit is. That our body lives in it, not the other way around. So yeah, I feel very, very differently about death. And although one of my uncles is no longer here after COVID, physically, I still feel him spiritually. And he's way more bigger in the spiritual world, because we're limited in this physical body. We're limited to what we can do. We're limited to how we can think. We're limited to how much of the brain we can use. We're limited to how much we can see. We are limited. In the spiritual world, we're not. So absolutely, I can see so much beauty that came from COVID. I can see how much it shifted the consciousness of this world. So many people woke up. So many people became more aware. So many people slowed down. So many people started to care more about their health. So many people started to care more about others and enjoy and appreciate and cherish the time that we have to share with others and our family members. And it showed us how much of a matrix we really live in, where the whole world can literally shut down. So, everything comes down to a choice. If we're going to choose to remember who we are, if we're going to choose to stop running from ourselves and connect back within ourselves and not trying to escape going within with things outside of us like alcohol, which is spirit's eating body. The true meaning of that's why they call liquor spirits, but that's a whole other video. Loving ourselves, going back to what we truly are, the essence of us, which is nothing but pure love. Feeling the source within us, which is love, because we are angels of love in human disguise, and we are man. We are of the light. And if this message found you, may you shine bright. Till next time, peace.